Welcome back everybody to my channel. Hi, I am Rizbo the Blade, your personal mining guru, and today we have something special to show you, and this is two big Savrilium rocks what we found just little bit over 100 kilometers near to Levski, and this is found from one of our guys, so it was not found from me, but we came there to break them. This was a pair of rocks, so it was not like two separate places where we found them. It was actually a pair, and one bigger one was having over 144 tons in mass size, with a little bit over 87% of all combined Savrilium inside. And other one was 126 tons with little bit over 81% of combined Savrilium inside the rock. I am going to try to make this video as short as possible because yes, we were breaking two huge rocks, so this takes time. And when we break the first initial break on the 144 ton rock, immediately after that, I'm gonna explain something which is mandatory for mining, what is concerned how to use search active modules. And this is something what you guys need to hear and you need to learn. This is for everyone who is mining, because usually people do that always wrong. It's only one way to do that correctly, and this way how I'm gonna explain it. So stick around and learn it, because this is the only efficient way how you're supposed to use it. Let's start. First rock on the menu is going to be this one, which is 144 tons, and it's 87% Savrilium of both combined ores. These rocks have low quality what is concerned Savrilium, so they are more for like making money than actually be for crafting. So this bigger rock we are going to break with two Argo mole mining ships, and on main ship we're gonna use 3 mining lasers, and on second ship we're gonna just use one more laser. So what is going to be the setup? So front laser is going to be normally Helix 2 laser with triple search active module. And also left and right laser on the same ship is going to have also Helix 2 mining laser, but with 2 search active modules and 1 focus trim module on each laser. So this is going to be on the one ship 7 search active modules. And what is concerned second ship, there we're gonna use only one laser, and this is going to be his front laser where we're gonna put Hosted mining laser head, and then we're gonna put on that mining head 2 focus 3 modules. And what is concerned gadget, we're not gonna put a Sabir gadget, we're going to put Bormax gadget. So this is one very important thing when you're mining with multiple ships. Always you need to use Bormax, because Bormax is reducing instability the most, and always when you're adding another ship to the same rock to mine, instability grows double. That's why this is the best gadget that you can put for multi-ship mining. Now it's all set and we are ready to break the rock. And this rock, we're gonna tiny bit overheat on the full end on the last second. And then I'm gonna do that explanation about how to use active search modules, because this is why this all happened. So let's show you this first initial break. So Rock, you put full power. No, it's just important that we're going to be and don't hit the gadget. You see where the gadget is blinking. Yeah, so you guys all put power full on your lasers. Yeah, don't move the laser, just stay full. Rock, you also full.
Full.
Okay, now you Desi and Angry now start both of them, Alt 1 and 2. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
What the hell? How is this going so easily?
Yeah, because we have all the lasers are reducing the. Keep pressing it, guys. You're not pressing it. It needs to be instantly. No, that's not good. Just keep going, keep going. Push it.
Yep.
Keep going. Alt 1 and 2.
Yep. I'm at 100%.
Something is wrong. Come on. Don't, Daisy, you're not supposed to look the timer. You're supposed to keep spamming the surges. Don't look left. Keep pressing every second surge. Tap, 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 and don't look. Keep doing it. Nah.
Oh.
God damn it. As you guys just saw on the just full end, on the basically break, just last second, the bar jumped. And this is all happening because if you don't use surge modules correctly, if somebody is not turning them on time, because they need to be in continuous loop without delays, then you're dealing with two different powers. So I'm gonna start to explaining how you're supposed to use this, but I'm just gonna quickly explain first, the setup, what we're gonna do, this, what you see in the background for secondary breaks, what we're gonna use on these big parts, which we need to still break again. So on Helix front laser, I'm gonna use again 3 surges, and we're gonna exchange left and right lasers, which were helixes before, for Hove states, right? And you don't need third Hove state laser, right? And also on these ones, I'm not going to put, two focus modules, which you could, because all that is just overkill, which is just not necessary. Okay, you need to learn to mine and not have abnormal huge green zones. This is just ridiculous things what people are doing. So on front is helix with 3 surges, and on both sides, left and right, you have host rate with focus 3 and surge. But we're not gonna use them. We're just gonna use my surges if we're gonna need on front laser. Also for these secondary breaks, what you could do, you can put one host state with 2 focus 3 modules. You can put one impact on other side and with 3 torrents. So it's gonna break faster. That green zone is gonna be going from right side to left faster. And on front, you again put, let's say, one focus 3 on helix, right, with 2 surges. You really need these 2 surge modules, right? And sometimes maybe even this impact, if you wanna do it with impact as a one laser, it's gonna create problems because impact has 40% difference for resistant drop between him and Hofstede. So Hofstede is much better laser for higher power than impact, right? Impact is more for like solo mining when you need to break smaller uh, rocks, right? This is what usually I would be, using. And also, it's one more big thing, guys. When you breaking secondary parts with crew, saving time in mining doesn't exist. Don't think about time. So what it means is that every single piece, what you need to mine as a secondary pieces, you need to break them together with 2 or 3 lasers. Best is always with all 3, because if they're bigger pieces, like over like maybe 7, 8 tons and up, just put all 3 lasers on the lowest power, because with that you're gonna reduce instability to the lowest, and this is where you have efficiency in mining. Efficiency in mining is not in time, it's in efficient breaking so you are losing less ore. Time doesn't matter. So, in other words, high instability in red color numbers, it's gonna reduce some percentage of your ore after you do the break. So you're supposed to push it down into green numbers. That's efficiency mining. And that you can do very easily with two, and even better with all three lasers. And this is what you can see here in the background, how we're mining all these secondary pieces. That's the only right way to do it. So this is about this setup. So let's now explain you the mandatory thing what you need to know about search active mining modules and how to use them correctly. Search active module have increase of power for 50% and decrease of resistance for 16%. So this is benefits, and down part is that also increases instability for 10%. To use this module, default keybinds on your keyboard is that you need to hold left alt and then you're pressing numbers 1, 2, and 3, where you have numbers on your keyboard on your left side. And accordingly, how much you want to use them, so many numbers you need to press, right? And depends on which slot that active search module is. So when you turn this module, you automatically, under the name of the module, you have 15 seconds timer, which is running from 15 till 0. And then this search active module is gonna turn off. And you can use it like that 7 times in the row. And this is how basically this search active module works. But problem is how to use it correctly and efficiently when you're mining these, huge rocks, when you need to have huge powers, like here where we were using like 7 surges at once. So you can use also that when you solo mining with Golem, when you use 2 surge modules, or you're mining with Prospector, also using 2 surge modules, or you're mining solo with Mole, when using 3 surges. So it's for everything. And also it's for this crew mining where you're using more than 3. So that basic mistake, what people are doing is to trying to look on the left side where you have listed search active modules, and they're trying to see when the timer is gonna run out to turn on, second time this search active modules on. That's wrong. You're not supposed to do it like that. You're supposed to make your life easier. So now I'm gonna teach you how to do that. You're not supposed to look on the left side at all to monitor these search active modules. You're supposed to only monitor your right side of the HUD where it's your bar for charge level. And then in the same time, you holding with your left thumb your alt button through the whole process of breaking of the rock. So you don't release it, and then you keep spamming 1, 2, and 3 buttons through the whole process of breaking again. So you're doing it in this speed, like tap, 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 tap. And this tapping you can actually hear when we were breaking that big rock, first break. With knowing that you can use this search active module 7 times for 15 seconds, this gives you a window where you need to break a rock of 1 minute and 45 seconds. So through the whole time of that open window, you need to keep holding your left alt and keep tapping the search modules through the whole time till the rock breaks. That's the only right way to do it. So now what is the reason why we need to do it like that? The reason is that you have continuous unbroken, chain of constant power on your laser. So it's not fluctuating up and down, because this is what has happened when we were doing this break on this 144-ton rock, where some of modules on ultra lasers didn't work. And what is then happening is that if I push like for 5% more power and search modules are not working for a second or two, and now suddenly somebody actually turned them on, you have this sudden jump in full red or half red bar, and you're just messing it up. So support lasers, especially them on like mall, they need to have constant output power. So full power push it with the mouse scrolling, right, to the 100%. And then surges, they need to be in constant work without, breaking that chain between these 7 uses of search active module, right? So it needs to be like it's one big use. So sometimes when people are doing these breaks, if they overheat, they stop using, like, let's say, one search and they're using only two. No, your power needs to be constant. So imagine that your laser have actually all this power by himself and you're not turning on surges. This is how it needs to act, as a one big constant power. This problem is very visible when you're monitoring right side, where it's the charge level, and then you're looking left to see if the timer is running out. And then you monitor back charge level, then again timer, then charge level, then timer. And then you're moving your eyes away from actual charge level, which is important, right? So with this, holding Alt and tapping and spamming it through the whole process, we actually removing that one thing that we also need to do. You are reducing how many things you need to do through mining and making your life much more easier. So it's basically reducing multitasking. So just remember that you need to spam it through the whole process of breaking without stopping, even if you turn off the laser, right? So just keep doing. Your left hand needs to be on that like automatic movement, holding left alt and just keep tapping, tap, 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 and just do it till it's not gonna break. So your left hand is just doing her own thing, and it's like not existing. So you're just concentrating on the charge level. Because problems that you can get is that you're gonna have these delays from like 1 to 3 seconds between surges are gonna turn on, and then you have these two types of power with which you need to play. And you're only supposed to play with one, right? If you have two, this is very bad. And then you're increasing power more. You could see that on that first break, what I was doing. And then if somebody turns on the search, it's over. It's already messed up, right? So this is very important thing in mining, to do it like automatically as a one big power. And also one more thing, guys, I'm gonna give you one more advice, which is very important. Remove from your default keybind on your keyboard that keybind where you're holding left alt and then clicking left click on mouse to exchange from fracture mode to extraction mode. Because sometimes in that breakings, when players want to turn off the laser, they're still holding alt. They don't remember that they need to release it. And then you're switching in most important, situations and moments, then you're switching to extraction mode. Then, it's some panic. Then you need to go back to the fraction mode. You're losing time. Surges are not working. This is very bad. So, for example, I have that keybind from default Alt and left clicking, on mouse. I just put it on my numpad on the right side on that delete button, for example. So it's completely offside, from holding Alt, right? So I have it just separately, and this is, the best, use for me. This is how I do it. So this was explanation for this surge module. So remember that, learn it, and use it like this, because it's no other better way to use it. This power needs to be constant and unbroken through the whole process of breaking. Now it's time to show you second rock. Second rock was 126 tons mass with 81% Savrilium of all combined ores, and we're using only one mole mining ship, right? So we're not using two. And equipment, what we're going to use is that on front it's gonna stay Helix 2, and on the left side it's gonna stay Helix 2. Only on the right side we're gonna put Hofstede. So we're removing one Helix and putting Hofstede there. And we're gonna use on all these slots surge modules, except on the left helix laser, we're gonna use only one focus tree. And what is concerned gadgets, I'm not gonna put Bormax, I'm gonna put wave shift. So when you maybe thinking that you're not gonna have enough power, it's always to better put wave shift, because that mining gadget doesn't have increase of 10% of resistance, because Bormax has a resistance increase of 10%. So if you're not maybe sure that maybe it's not gonna be enough, just put the wave shift and not Bormax, right? But in this case also Bormax could work good. So now you guys have actually examples here how you can set up your moles, even if you mine with one or maybe mine with two, what you actually minimum need to push this charge bars up. Also, this placing of gadget in space on asteroids, it's still bugged. And this is bugged from the day when they introduced this other type of EVA in space. And unfortunately, it's still not fixed. So this is all set up. So let's now break the rock. Hosted, right? But for that big rock, let's see. One moment. Okay, let's try. So you guys push full power. Full on both lasers.
I'm at 100%.
And now you both use
115.
Alt 1 and 2. Oh, there we go, we have it. Perfect.
Make sure to keep pressing the Alt 1 and 2.
Yeah. No.
Ow.
That's good, perfect. Oh, okay, it's good, it's good. It's gonna cool down exactly on the... Perfect. Okay.
Wow. Nice.
And again we see a rock. I need to report this bug. It's again a rock inside. So as you see, this was the clean break. We were hit a little bit, but it was cooling down, and I just need to reduce the power and just hold it there. So that was a good break. And now here we're setting up again the same setup for secondary breaks. So two hosted and one helix, with helix having normally surges, because you have rocks like 20, 30 tons steels, a secondary breaks, you need much more power to use, right? And this host is just gonna have, again, focus 3 and additional search, just in case. But one more thing is happening here. If you see, I cannot take off the mining head. So my character is bugged. So I need to Alt F4 to fix the game. Before we're gonna go to Refinery with all this ore, I just wanna talk about a little bit these secondary breaks, what you see right now, how we're breaking it, and what is the best setups for doing this, rocks which are still, like 20 tons, maybe 30 tons pieces, like in this bigger stone that we did before this one. Basically, your best option is to put one helix and two Hove states. So many people wanna put impact laser in this all, goulash, if you wanna say it like that, of three lasers. But this is not necessary, because you can see now the instability, because we are using three lasers. It's already with these lasers going under 100 and it's in green numbers. And this is exactly what you need to achieve. Because Problem with impact is that impact has minus 10% of increase of resistance, and hosted has 30% decrease in resistance. So this is 40% difference between these two lasers in decreasing and increasing resistance, which goes to the favor of hosted. So if we now know that you're supposed to in multi-crew mining with one ship use all three lasers on rocks like this to break them as secondary breaks, that means that you already solved the problem of instability. So instability drops very low in the green numbers, and this is that goal that you need to achieve. A green optimal zone, it's pretty big. It's not abnormally large, and it's not necessary to be bigger than this. And on front laser, which is helix, then you can have equipped, surges for additional power if it's necessary to break something like, let's say, around 30 tons or over 25 to 30, right? Because sometimes this will not be enough when you're pushing it. You can see here, I'm like on 70%, and other two host states are on full power on 100. So I have like, like let's say around like between 30, 40 percent more power to play with. So that means that like maybe after 25 tone size, I need to use at least one surge. But if uh, you exchange one hosted for impact, then I will be already on 20 tones need to use one surge module because of that resistance increase of 40%. That's why it's not necessary to use in multi-crew mining impact. Impact is more for like solo mining where you need to break some smaller rocks because when you're alone, instability is the biggest problem in mining, right? And it's very hard to reduce it how you want to reduce it. So impact laser is very good choice. Or putting gadgets on also secondary these pieces when you're breaking them, right? Or using arbor if the pieces are very small, because arbor impacts has both the biggest reduction in instability. So this is why when you need to use them basically, right? But for multi-crew mining, like impact would be perfect to use just for collecting ore because it has the biggest, if you want to say the fastest speed of collection. And if you put three FLTR modules, for example, because it has three mining slots, it can decrease the most collection of inert materials, right? So this is basically the use of this mining laser head. So now from all this explanation, like what would be like the best, option to have it for secondary, these breaks for like, 10, 20, 30 tons in mass rocks, which you need to still break again. So basically, you can also use torrent 3 modules for speeding up of that filling up green zone to going from right to left side if you want to really do it faster, right? Um, so what would be now the setup? Just put on one hosted two focus 3 modules, on other hosted two torrents, put on Helix in front also two torrents, and then one search. And with that, if you really need search, you can use it. But this is like very rare situations where you actually need to use search when you're using these three lasers together. But it could happen. So it's always good to have one, put four torrents for faster braking, two focus 3 modules, and with this like green zone is pretty nice in size. A reduction in stability is the biggest, reduction in resistance is the biggest, and you're gonna be able to break basically everything what is concerned secondary breaks with this one ship for multi-crew mining. What we're mining here right now is one of the last pieces, and this one is the biggest one. And you can see that I'm still not using any type of surge. And also other guys on other two lasers are not using it, right? So it's really not necessary to equip surges on other lasers. And if you're gonna need on front laser, it's gonna be maybe one surge, right? And this is all thanks to reduction of resistance on all three lasers, right? That's why, you know, impact, it's not such a great choice. Um, this is one more piece. It's also 22 tons, right? So no surges here. So this is gonna be your best option. And like I said, you know, just put torrent 3 on, like we can put 4 of them on one hosted and combine with Helix. And this green optimal window is gonna go from right to left, you know, very fast if you really want it, right? Or you can put more focuses if you are really so insecure in your mining, right? But this is just for, you know, starters. If you really want to have much more safer mining, much bigger zone, do it. But you need to really, you know, start to mine and learn it, how to do it with small green zones, right? Because it's really not necessary having bigger green zone than this. So now this is all collecting, and I'm not gonna show you anything else what is concerned this collection because we're just gonna waste time. You guys know how this is done. And now let's go to refinery. So I'm gonna show you how much we collect from all this. We delivered that all to Levski. We are in the refinery in the Levski, and now we're gonna see how much we, you know, deliver from both rocks. So this first ticket is for that bigger rock, which was 144 tons, right? And now here I'm gonna normally only select Savrilium. I'm not gonna select gold or tin ore. And you can see it's 47 SU, like 47 and a half. Here up you can see what is only Savrilium, right? And now I'm going to select, you know, the method and get quote. And you're gonna see now how much we're going to get out, you know, in yield when you make a ticket, right? So if you press confirm here, it's gonna take 2 hours for parametric, you know, method, and it's gonna cost me 150K to refine this. So basically, what we're gonna get out is just a little bit above 20 SU of pure Savrilium refined. And now we're gonna show you the second ticket. And now this second ticket is gonna be a little bit less, right? So it was smaller rock, but again, you know, always need to look percentages. So it's always different thing, right? Um, so we have this Saffrilium ore. You can see also that it's low quality, right? It's not something extremely high quality. So all this what we mine would be, let's say, if you guys were starting playing the game, it would be good for making actual money because Savrilium is the most worth it ore for selling to TDDs or, you know, to some outposts, right? It's not anymore Continuum or Stealeron or Recite or Receipt. So it's Savrilium, right? And you can see here that the second ticket, it shows like just little bit over 17 or 18 ACU, right? So we have like around 38 ACU of Savrilium ore from both these rocks. So how much that will be for money, right? Because it's not for the quality. Well, in the meantime, when I was editing this video, it was already dropped patch 4.7.1 and they already changed some prices, so they're still waiting to confirm everything. But basically, before that, Savrilium was 350K for maximum possible sale. Now maybe it's gonna be 340 or even less. But if we calculating with 350, which was maximum, you're basically getting near almost 14 million for these two rocks if you're selling it for money. Normally, this would be even more if that was high quality ore, or let's say 800 quality, then you can sell it to players for even more money normally. But if you're just doing it for selling to TDDs or outposts, that would be like some maximum value, which now probably is a little bit lower. And with this, I'm gonna end this adventure. And as you guys see, you need really big power to break, these size rocks. And you really need to learn how to use Surge Active module. This is the most important thing because dealing with two different powers at the same time is just calling for disaster. I'm gonna do more of this, recordings of big breaks solo and also with team. And I think maybe next video it's going to be about how to scan for Savrilium and actually find it. And if you guys need some help, in mining, if you're new, if you're maybe some experienced player, but you're still struggling with some stuff, you can always join to my Java Scrap Mining Corp SC Discord, where we can, play together and we can go mining. It's no problem, and I can teach you everything. So it's not problem at all. Just join. And the link from Discord, it's always under the video in description. So this is all, guys, and normally, like always, if you find this video very interesting and informative, please like, share this to players who want to know more about mining from experts, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more content. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.